All right, today we're going to deconstruct a really fascinating concept called the Interactive Riddle Gauntlet. It's this wild mix of high-stakes drama and super fast learning. And it all kicks off with one very direct question. No, seriously, think about it for a second. With that clock ticking down and a life literally on the line, could you make the right call? This isn't just some hypothetical, you know. It's the absolute core of the experience we're breaking down today.
I mean, the name alone, the gauntlet, that's pretty intense, right? And for a very good reason. It's designed from the ground up to test your knowledge and your nerve under some pretty extreme pressure. But what exactly is it?
Okay, so here's the official definition right from our source material. Wow, that is a mouthful, isn't it? We've got rapid-fire lessons, math problems, survival, switches, and that ticking clock. It sounds incredibly complicated. So let's get real for a minute. What does all of that actually mean in practice? Let's do this. Let's deconstruct it piece by piece and see how all these different elements click together to create such a powerful and, let's be honest, kind of stressful experience. First up, let's pop the hood and look at the engine that's driving this whole thing, rapid interactivity. See, the Gauntlet is built on relentless speed. It doesn't give you a moment to breathe or think or get distracted. It just operates on this constant high-speed loop. Every single cycle starts right here. Bam, a problem. A new challenge, a riddle, maybe a math equation. It just appears on screen and demands every ounce of your attention. Next up, you get a choice. You see a few different options, these switches, and you are forced to decide right now. There is no time to second-guess yourself. And finally, the consequence. Your decision has an immediate outcome, success or failure. And then, boom, the loop starts all over again with a brand new problem. This whole thing happens in just a matter of seconds. Now, what's really interesting here is that there's a name for this mechanic: rapid fire engagement. By forcing you into this super tight loop of problem, choice, and consequence, it basically hijacks your attention. There's no time for your mind to wander. You are completely locked in. Okay, so we get the speed part, it's fast, but what are you actually doing in the gauntlet? What kind of challenges is it throwing your way? Well, they fall into two pretty distinct categories. And this really shows the two sides of the gauntlet's brain. On one hand, you have these interactive lessons that are designed to teach you a new concept on the fly. And on the other, you've got math problems that are testing your ability to use knowledge you already have. It's this really clever mix of teaching you something new and then immediately testing you on it. Now let's move on, because this is where it all builds into something truly compelling. We have the speed and we have the challenges, but what makes any of it matter? The stakes. This is where the gauntlet becomes way more than just a quiz. Yeah, so you can forget everything you know about typical games. We're not talking about getting a high score or leveling up your character. The consequences here are way more personal and immediate. Your choices directly impact the survival of characters inside the story. You're not just answering a question, you're trying to save a life. And all of a sudden, that simple action of choosing the right switch becomes this huge life or death decision. And here's the real kicker. You only have 5 seconds. That's it, 5. Just 5 seconds to absorb the problem, find the solution, and choose the right switch to save a life. This extreme time pressure is the glue that holds this whole thing together. All right, so we've taken this machine apart, right? We've looked at the speed, the challenges, the stakes. Now, let's put it all back together and look at the complete experience from start to finish. So here is the full loop. A challenge appears, the 5-second clock starts ticking, you make your choice, and instantly a character's fate is sealed right there before your eyes. And then it's on to the next challenge in this relentless cycle of learning and consequence. And that right there, that's the key takeaway. The Interactive Riddle Gauntlet completely blurs the line between education and entertainment. It uses the tension of a thriller and the mechanics of a game to create this incredibly effective and immersive way to learn. Which, it leaves us with one final big thought. In a world that is just saturated with distractions, is this kind of intense, high-stakes interactivity the key to actually capturing and holding our attention? Is this the future of engagement? It's a question we'll all be discovering the answer to together.